Hello everyone, I'm Ivy and today I'll be talking about pedagogical approach to teaching productive skills. So this session will be focusing on learning outcomes, approach, principle and factors which I found important when I choose a writing and speaking skill task, sample activity and an outline of the lesson which I have selected. As we all know, speaking and writing skills are the productive skills. And about learning outcomes, let it be writing skill or speaking skill, I think the learning outcome should focus on providing opportunity for students to express their ideas and thought and organize it logically. And I think the students should be able to connect topic with their day-to-day life and experience, because if they are not able to connect things with their own experience, I don't think the class is effective. So whatever the topic might be, they should be able to connect it with their own experience. I also believe the learning outcome should focus on student autonomy, where the students take responsibility for their own learning process, because it is giving an opportunity for them to critically self-evaluate their own learning process and to identify their strength and weakness and to improve accordingly. And it is also giving them a chance to improve their confidence, because when they are expressing their ideas or taking responsibility, they feel more confident. So when I'm particularly focusing on writing skill, the learning outcome should focus on grammar, punctuation, spelling, and appropriate and variety use of vocabulary. For example, the words such as beautiful and mesmerizing, they are connected. But as a student, we should know when to use the word beautiful and mesmerizing according to the context. When I'm talking about speaking skill, learning outcome should focus on giving opportunity for students to actively involve and contribute effectively to classroom discussions and casual conversation, because I personally believe speaking is for communication. So if your class is not giving chance for students to enhance their communication skill, I don't think it's worth. So whatever the topic might be, or whatever the skills that you're focusing on, it should enhance the communication skill of learners. And I also give importance to non-verbal cues in speaking skill, such as your body language, posture, and eye contact. For example, your body language and posture when you are in a formal situation and when you are telling a story might be entirely different. So, as a student, is supposed to know the difference or different body postures and language which they are supposed to follow in different situations. Approaches. Task-based language teaching, communicative language teaching, and direct method are the three approaches which I personally believe effective in teaching and which I have followed in my career as a teacher. So whatever the topic might be, I use any of these approaches, but sometimes I'll be incorporating all these approaches in different areas in my class. Principles and factors which I think important when I choose writing and speaking skill task. The first and foremost thing is, whatever the task you select, it should promote student autonomy. It should be a student-centered approach instead of the teacher giving complete lecture and expecting the student to understand everything. I think it is important important as a teacher to give a student an opportunity to understand their strengths and weaknesses through various activities. And I think the task should provide chance for students to express their thoughts, ideas, and creativity. And it should give them an opportunity to self-reflect and understand their abilities and areas to improve. And I believe language skill are something should be developed together without focusing on one particular skill. For example, if it is a speaking skill class, I think focusing just on speaking skill will not enhance their language skill. So I try to integrate other skills such as reading, listening, and writing, even though it's a speaking skill class, because it should go it should go together, hand in hand. And language, as I said before, language is for communication. So language learning should provide opportunity for students to enhance their communication skill and confidence. So that is a factor which I look upon when I choose a writing or speaking skill task. And I try to give a variety of activities to accommodate different learning styles, such as visual learners, auditory learners, or kinesthetic learners. I myself will not be able to focus on if I have to sit in one place for the entire class. I always think it's effective if I'm getting a chance to have some physical movement, or if I'm able to move around the class, I'll be able to focus more on the topic. And now I remember Joanne, every class she makes sure to have some physical movement. One activity focused on physical movement where every student in the class moved to one place to other, and I think it's really effective, and it is something which even I incorporate in my classroom. And then I believe peer assessment and feedback is an important aspect of learning, because it is not only helping the student who are being assessed, it is also help the student who are assessing the other student. For example, if I am doing peer assessment to one of my students' work, it is helping me to understand my own strength and where I need to improve in my future class. So here an activity, sample activity which I have selected is storytelling, which is a speaking skill activity. And the reason why I have selected storytelling, because it clearly reflect on my idea or the factors which I find important when I choose a speaking or writing skill task. Because storytelling gives opportunity for students to enhance their vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structure, because they are able to use a variety of sentences in a story. Likewise, they can use statement, interrogative sentence, exclamatory sentence, or imperative sentences in their story writing according to the context. And storytelling also helps in developing creativity, and the students will be able to connect story with their real life experience. For example, even though the story which they need to tell is about some mysterious thing or some magical world, if the student is able to connect it with real life, it will be more effective, and she or he will be able to get the attention of audience. So the audience will feel connected to the story. So the storytelling should focus on connecting it with real life experience. So when it is storytelling, the student will learn how to organize and structure ideas with a proper beginning, middle, and end, and how to structure their story in order to make it more effective for the audience. And as I said before, student autonomy is something I really give importance in my class. So storytelling is something that gives importance to student autonomy, where the students are getting chance to express their ideas, thought, and abilities, and to self-reflect on their progress. And it also boosts their confidence, because if the student is getting a chance to speak in front of classroom, it is boosting their confidence, and it is enhancing their communication skill that is necessary in a real life situation. And it also gives non-verbal cues such as your body language, your posture, and your expression, your eye contact when you are telling your story. So here is the outline of the story. So it is for grade 6, middle school, intermediate level. So it is so the skill which I am focusing on will be speaking skill, but I also make sure to mix other skills through activities, which I think is more important for the language learning. And the methodology which I follow here is task-based language teaching and communicative language teaching. And I think a little bit of direct method is also there, where I'm giving instructions to the students about the rules and format of storytelling. And the approach is engage, study, and activate. A learning outcome. So whatever that follow from now onwards will be a reflection of my own ideology, which I have discussed before. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to understand the format and develop stories with clear beginning, middle, and end. They should be able to logically organize ideas and narrate short stories using appropriate vocabulary, grammar, and voice modulation. And they should be able to use non-verbal cues such as body language, gesture, and eye contact to enhance storytelling performance. So warm-up activity, it's a pair activity. The students will be divided into pair, and each pair will be provided with a picture, and they will be instructed to observe the picture carefully and guess the situation. And after guessing situation, they need to write a short conversation between characters based on their guess. So each pair will present their picture, describe the situation and their short conversation in front of the class. Next is study phase. So before studying phase, I would like to tell you a warm-up activity is very important, because that is when you get the attention of your student. So if you are able to give a warm-up activity that is related to the topic and interesting, you will be able to grab the attention of your students into the topic that is going to discuss in the classroom. Now, study phase, I will activate their prior knowledge on the topic storytelling by asking them to share their previous experiences where they have told stories in different situations. And I will explain the topic with the help of various teaching aids such as PowerPoint, videos, pictures, and other aids, and demonstrate different components in storytelling such as character, theme, tone, voice modulation, and the different kinds of sentences such as imperative, exclamatory, or interrogative sentences which they can incorporate in their short story. And after that, I will explain the format which they have to follow. A title, then a proper beginning for your story, middle, and end. So this is the direct method. This is where I focus on direct method, where I'm giving direct explanation of format and other things which they have to follow while they are doing storytelling. After that, next is engage phase. It's a group activity. You might have heard of story chain. So I will start a story with a few sentences, and each student add on it and build the story collaboratively. So here the sentence which I have given is, once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived a young girl named Maya. Maya was notorious for losing things, but her most recent misplacement was particularly troublesome. She had lost the key to her grandmother's. And each student will develop the story based on their imagination and creativity. Assessment and feedback. I will ask students to share their memorable experience in the form of story, so they can express their emotion and feeling that they felt at that particular moment. And it can be a scary, happy, or a sad experience, but they should deliver it in the form of story with a proper title, beginning, then middle and end, by using different kinds of sentences, appropriate body languages and gestures. And each student will be paired with a peer to provide feedback to their storytelling. For example, if I am delivering a story and my student or my friend is being paired with me, she will give feedback to me based on my performance. And I will give a set of criteria which they can consider while they are rating my performance. And here the assignment, choose one of the following topics. So I will give a set of topics for the students. So they have to plan and develop story, incorporate elements which they have learned in class, record a video of them telling story, and upload the storytelling video to their e-portfolio or YouTube channel, and share the video link in Google Classroom. Thank you.